lab again, and there's all kinds of cool things in the lab. Yeah! Scopes and magnifying glasses. This is another one of our tech benches. You can kind of see that we use ELACs here to listen to stuff. Here's a scope, some sprouts. What do we got here? A DC power supply. Oh, this is in for repair for some reason. God, these things are heavy. This thing's got to be 25 pounds. This is one of our New Wave phono converters. And you can see massive transformers. We've talked about transformers in the past and told you that we use large transformers for good sonic advantage. They aren't in there just because we like to spend money. It's real. This is all entire. This entire thing is filled with power transformer, and for good reason, because it sounds better. So this is an A to D converter and a phono stage built into one product with a pretty cool GUI. And on the front panel, you can choose what you want. It's in here for for being heavy. What else can I show you? Well, this isn't all that interesting. It's called Flux Remover. When we solder something, there's metal that's very easy at 700 degrees to melt. And one of the things that makes solder easy to melt is a product called flux. And flux is built into solder. Do we have solder here somewhere? I don't know. The technician keeps his solder, but, well, you've seen solder before. I don't know where he's got solder. But anyway, and when you melt it with a soldering iron, flux, this kind of yellow goo comes out. And then when we want to clean it, we spray this stuff. Oh, here's solder and stuff. Anyway, yeah. So, what are we talking about today? Let's see. Todd in Lake Barrington, Illinois asks, why don't more high-end companies offer a 30-day audition in the home? A guarantee. Aside from huge loudspeakers, I'd love to try out many of the products recommended in the popular magazines, but I have no dealers in my area to audition them. Most music lovers I know, including me, tend to have well-established preferences, but we're all willing to try new products for a few weeks to see if it's good enough and a significant enough improvement to invest in their product. Going on magazines or forum recommendations has been hit or miss with me because my listening area is unique and nobody except me can evaluate a component in my system. Ah, yes, that's right. It's all about synergy. So why don't more people do it? Thank you, Paul. Well, you're welcome. Thank you, Todd, for a great question. And you just nailed it there. How do you know if a movie is going to be something you like? Well, or food. I mean, I go on with my little iPhone when we travel, and Terry likes to use this Yelp, and I've got it on my phone too. And I look over here, and I go through, and I see a list of restaurants. Well, we're foodies, so we really do appreciate good food and shy away from crap food, what we consider crap food. We're vegetarians. We cook a lot. We've eaten all over the world at some of the finest restaurants in the world, so we know good food. Now, when somebody says, hey, the Cafe Elan has the best food I've ever eaten, well, maybe this guy just stepped out of a McDonald's, a place I wouldn't be caught dead in. And I don't want to come across as a food snob. That's not my point here. And I am a food snob. Without a question. Don't even go there. But if you eat burgers and then you go out and you go to a place that is a step up because the lights are lower and it's got fancy tablecloths and the food is really good to you, it may not be good to me. How do you don't know, and I don't know, because I don't know what your food tastes are, and I don't know what this reviewer's food tastes are, or the guy that says Transformers 3 is the greatest movie ever made. Maybe I don't want to see Transformers 3. And in the same vein as what Todd is asking here, I'm going to tell you that this New Wave product here is an excellent phono stage. No question about it. Built like the proverbial brick shithouse, pardon me. It's a great product, and no one would deny that. But is it as good as what maybe Todd has at home? Does it have the correct synergy with his system? I don't know. I can only hope that it does. But, for example, Todd may have a system that's on the verge of being bright, a little bit aggressive. So Todd needs to make sure that he buys products, cables, amplifiers, preamplifiers that don't aggravate that harsh sound, that use that aggressive nature of his speakers to advantage, that calm things down. So tubes would be great. Things that are big and fat and mellow would be excellent. But on the other hand, maybe Todd has the opposite. Maybe his system is a little bloated, a little sluggish. It needs all the highs that it can handle, and so I would recommend something very different to him. And we don't make products that work synergistically with other products. In other words, we don't specifically say, well, here's a product that if your system is kind of overly mellow is really going to help out to bring some zing into it. We don't do that. We make products that are true and honest to the music to the best of our ability on high quality reference systems. And that's the best we can do. This sounds like music. Now, if you put it in your room and it doesn't synergistically work with your setup, why would I want you to keep that piece in your home? I don't get it. I mean, years ago, we used to have dealers, a lot of dealers, who knew what they were doing, who were real estate specific. They would, a guy in St. Louis, a guy in here and there, and in Ann Arbor, wherever. And you could go into a shop, you could hear it. He would set up things at your home, but that doesn't exist anymore. And the idea of selling a product to somebody like you, who I consider family, and taking my word for it that it's good, all I can really tell you is that my products are great on my system and on a number of systems that we play with. I can't tell you it's going to be great on your system. I can only hope that it would be. And as a responsible person interested in the well-being of our customers, I don't want you to own a product of ours that isn't working well. I mean, your friends come over and you're going to, oh, you got the new PS Audio, this or that. Yeah, didn't work out for me. Hey, they're not going to go home and go onto our website and go, I want one of those. And it might be the most perfect product in the world for them. He just turned them off, right? I would much rather have them come over and say, oh, I heard about PS Audio. Oh, I tried one of their products. Didn't work in my system. They took it back like that. They even paid the shipping back. There was no hassle. Didn't like it? No problem. That's the reaction I want, and I can't imagine why other companies don't. So I don't have a good answer for you why other companies don't. We surely do, and we are out jumping up and down and saying, come on, guys, let's get this industry together. That's the way it should be out there. And we're not backing off of that. We're doing that more and more and more. We're going to try and take it around the world. Right now it's only in the United States, but give us time. We're working on it. We'll try and do this around the world. It's the right thing to do. Thanks. Bye.